Okay. Good morning, gentlemen. I am Mohammed Usman from Thru Tubing Services, and my aim is today to let you know what our Thru Tubing services are basically and what we can do with Thru Tubing. Most of the time, talking about Thru Tubing, I believe none of you basically aware of the Thru Tubing too much. Maybe any one of you aware of the Thru Tubing, like what is Thru Tubing? Probably no. Most of the people, like whenever I talk Thru Tubing, we tell them we do fishing, we do milling, we do packers. But by that they just say we have already fishing with us, we have already milling, doing the fishing guys are doing the milling, and the packers we have in completion already. So from where this Thru Tubing comes? So basically, when we are talking about Thru Tubing, my objective today would be, I would like to let you know like what made us go for the Thru Tubing. Like we already have fishing, so why we are going for the Thru Tubing fishing? And second objective will be what is Thru Tubing basically, what we are doing in Thru Tubing. And the last objective will be what are the capabilities we are offering in weather for Thru Tubing, and like why should we should go for the Thru Tubing itself. So basically, the first thing is why we are going to use the Thru Tubing. Like most of the well in Middle East or even in the world, they are the old wells producing already. 80% of those wells, as per statistic, are going to be revitalized. They are going to be reworked basically, because the production is decreased with time, and we need an enhancement in production to produce them viably. So also we can just pull the completion with our Thru Tubing cutters, and then we can go with the whipstock with re-entry, and we can drill some laterals and increase our production from the same wells, instead of going to drill the new wells and again putting too much cost from the surface till the end of the reservoir. We have to do drilling. That will take too much cost, so we can reduce that. And then in Thru Tubing, basically the completion stays where it is. We don't have to pull the completion itself. We can just go with the completion there with the coil tubing, and we can do our operation with fishing, with milling, and with packers itself. And one thing is when we are talking about the fishing with the rigs, it takes too much money, it takes too much area to put the equipments over there, the rig itself over there. So with the Thru Tubing, we are just going to put a coil tubing, which is like just mounted on a truck, and a pumping unit on the truck. So it will take very less footprints itself. I can just show you in the next slide that like this is the coil tubing unit. It is just mounted on a truck. It will just take nothing. We can just place it around the well and do our work and go back. So what are the capabilities we are offering in Thru Tubing? Basically, it is one is obstruction solutions we are providing, and second one is isolation solutions. In obstruction solutions, we have fishing. We can just go in down in the hole, and we can pick up anything with our tools, and then we can come out. Or we can go motor operations. In motor operations, if we have something downhole, we can just break it down, which cannot be latched and pulled out of hole. We can just break it down and circulate it out, or push down in the hole. In the isolation solutions, we can have some plugs or packers. So we can just set some packer if we want to avoid some pressure from the bottom, and we have to maybe change sometime the completion wellhead. So we can set a packer or a plug, and we can we can do our operation without having any well control issues. So let's go for the wellbore of.
So you can do all this operation rigless, huh? Without
Yeah, rigless without.
even drilling with a motor?
Yeah, we can do that as well.
You can drill without rig?
Yeah, we can. Because we can, with the completion in place, we can go and mill a smaller bore, say 5.5 inch or 4.5 inch completion. We can run 3.5 inch mill or bit, and we can just drill ahead and make another lateral or formation. We have a pumping unit over there. Coil tubing is just a reel which is circulated on a drum. So it is connected from another end to a wall. So we can just start pumping from the pumping unit, and we can pump it out through the other line. So basically, wellbore obstruction it includes motor assisted interventions and fishing interventions basically. What is motor intervention? We will just look at it. Motor intervention is sometimes we have some kind of junk in the well. First thing is non-retrievable plugs. Sometimes they put the plugs or bomb hangers in the completion itself, so that we can do some logging. We can get some idea about what's the pressure. So slick line, they go and set it, and we just go and retrieve it with our tools. It could be some junk lying down in the completion itself, so we can go and mill it out with our motors. It could be scale. Scale is something like this. You have a tubing, and inside you just get something built up on the wall of the tubing. So we can just go with our mills and motor, and we can mill it out and take it out of the hole. It could be cement sometimes. Like sometimes happens is while drilling, they have to put some cement for the casing, and it happened in Pakistan. Like they were pumping the cement, and it got dried out within the drill pipe. So we went in, we just milled it out, pull out a hole, and they were able to release their drill pipes from the well, and they could go ahead with the operations. It could be tubing cutting. A lot of wells right now, they are just doing re-entry these days. So we have to pull the completion out of the well. There is already some completion packers out there, like they are holding here on the wall. So we have to make them release, which is not easy task. Sometimes in the annulus there are some mud which is lying down here, so it cannot be released from the tubing itself. So we have to make a cut here. So we go with our tools, we make a cut and pull out a hole, and then go down again. And it could be gate valves. Sometimes we have to mill out the gate valves which are got damaged, and we cannot access them without milling them out. Next thing is fishing. Fishing could be because of some plugs, as I told you, maybe some memory gauges they left in the hole. We have to take them out. It could be junk. We can go with a cyclone baler, take that junk inside our tool and come out of the hole. It could be casing or stuck tools, anything. It could be coil tubing itself or some string left in the hole, and we can go and latch it and come out. And the last one is the isolation solutions. In isolation solutions, like we have two kind of things. One is the in-tubing services and one is the through-tubing services. What do I mean by in-tubing services is like we have a completion in place there already. That's 2.992 ID, and we have to do operation inside it. We have to set a plug here, maybe, or there is a leak over here from the annulus. There is a packer here, and there is a leak over here in the annulus. So we want to just patch it. So we can go inside it because the ID is the same, 2.992. We can just go in, plug it here, or put a packer here and reduce the leak. That's called the in-tubing operations because it is within the same ID of the tubing. But through-tubing operations means we have to do operation here. We have to set a plug that will be 4.7 inch ID, but we have to go through 2.992 ID. So we have the inflatable plugs, which we can like have a OD of 2.75 inch. So we can run through this completion, we can go here, start pumping, inflate it, and it will be set here, and we can just see of this pressure coming from the bottom. So this is called the through tubing services in the isolation services. Now with the plugs and packers isolation, what we can do is we can do acidizing, we can do stimulation, we can do fracturing, or we can do put a velocity string, we can make the patches on the tubing itself if there is any leak. So all these things we can do with our tools. Now let's see why we have to use the Weatherford through tubing itself. Basically the main reason for using the through tubing is because we can go into the existing wells already there. We don't have to pull the completion, we don't have to kill the well, and we can do the operation. There will be production. We don't have to just kill the well, stop our production, and then start operation. No, we have the production will be there, and we will be doing our operation as well. We can do the workover without doing anything, without killing the well. And one of the things why we have to use the Weatherford, because Weatherford has a leading edge motor technology. We have the motors which can be run in the hole, and they are not going to be affected by the mud. Their rotation is free of mud. We have to just pump in and start the rotation. Another thing is like the people we have over here is like in through tubing, they are well experienced, they have done a lot of jobs. Not only that, plus when they are going on a job, they have to be trained enough, and they have to attend a stimulation in the base, and they have to do jobs in the base with a horizontal simulator before they can do the jobs itself. Plus, we have a vast array of technologies with us, too many tools, too many equipment for different applications, so we can use them. And last thing, our tools are very small, like up to from 11116 to 3.5 inch OD. We can just redress them on the location. No need to bring it back and then redress it and take some. It will take too much time. We can just do it on the location. So that's why I would like you to use the Weatherford, because we have the tools available with us for different applications. So I will definitely prefer you to use the Weatherford through tubing itself. Thank you. Any questions?